Welcome to the SEC Unfiltered channel. In this SEC basketball reaction, I'm your host, Dave Shumate, reacting to our first Elite Eight night. Again, we got two more tomorrow, but Florida, they found a way, some way, somehow, just been getting it done in the tournament. Just getting the dirty work done, scraping by, just the definition of surviving and advancing. They will head to San Antonio. Alabama, as you just saw, or I assume you probably wouldn't be watching, folks, just had their season ended by a very complete Duke team, I think, right now. Very impressive. More impressed with Duke tonight than disappointed in Alabama. Again, Alabama didn't play great, but I thought Duke's game plan and the way John Shire managed that basketball game, that was very impressive, guys. But this reaction, guys, where we get into these two basketball games, brought to you by our proud title sponsor, FANDUEL. Visit FANDUEL.com/SECU to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's go. Let's go with the winners. Let's give the Florida Gators their flowers, getting the 84-79 win to advance to San Antonio next week. They are the West Region champs. Give it up for Todd Golden and them. Feel like the thing you like about Florida, didn't even play their best basketball, I think, this week. And it just goes to show you how high the floor of this basketball team is. It goes to show you how high. I think their floor is better than 90% of the sport, which you can be. I could see a Florida fan maybe think, no, it's higher, or a fan being like 90. I'm telling you, I think it is. Their floor at times. Maybe my opinion will change tomorrow, but the way they haven't even played that great in the tournament so far this year. And they've already won 4 games to get to the Final Four to go to San Antonio, and you don't even think they're even playing their best basketball. Now, that could bite them next week. Again, they're waiting to face the winner of Auburn, Michigan State. Both teams can present Florida some challenges. Certainly Auburn, they'll be real hungry coming in, trying to knock Florida off just to get to the national title game on that Monday night, but also to avenge the loss they had in February to Florida at home. I mean, that's a matchup we're all kind of hoping to see. I mean, that'd be a phenomenal basketball matchup. But give Florida credit, guys. Florida shot 43% from the field, 37% from beyond the arc. Texas Tech, 43% from the field, 37% from beyond the arc. Both teams pretty similar. Texas Tech stretched this lead up to double digits, guys. They were at Florida was controlling it at half, up 3. But, man, Texas Tech extended it. Those turnovers, man, that's what's going to bite Florida. They had 12. They had 12. What they had the other night against Maryland, 17 or 18. Again, the live ball turnovers is going to get Florida beat. If you told me Florida didn't win the national championship and you said, Dave, why not? I would say turnovers. And I think I would 100%. And I would bet that with 95% confidence. You always got to leave the 5% extra room. But I would bet that with 95 confidence. If you told me Florida did not win the championship, it would be because of turnovers. Again, 12 turnovers. Texas Tech only had 7. The largest lead for Texas Tech got it up to 10. You had to be a little concerned there if you were Texas Tech. I mean, if you were Florida for a minute. I mean, points in the paint, 38-30 Texas Tech. Texas Tech played really well tonight, guys. Again, give them credit from that perspective. Let's go to Florida first. 30 points. Walter Clayton. Not only did he score 30 points, the shots he was hitting in the situations, in the setting that he was hitting them was unbelievable. Shot to go up. Woo! It's a big boy shot. He's the best guard in the sport. I don't think it's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is the best guard in the sport. 7 for 14, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. After that, the next high scorer was Thomas Houck, and he should be he should be the West Region MVP. Thomas Houck, what he did against Maryland on Thursday night and what he did tonight, I mean, dude, in 11 boards, a double-double, man. That guy is an X factor, and you need those kind of guys. You've seen on the last 2 years of these UConn teams with Dan Hurley. You have these guys come off the bench and are kind of just spark plug guys, and you're like, Dave, he kind of carries them through a tournament, at least like 4 out of the 6 games or something in the tournament. Through some kind of first round, second weekend, maybe the Final Four, they just kind of have big games, quote-unquote, ball out. That's what he did in San Francisco this week against Maryland and Texas Tech. Florida advances to the Final Four, folks. Phenomenal game. Texas Tech, I thought they played really well. McCaskill and them had their team ready. Again, JT Toppin going with 20. Love the way he plays basketball. 23 points for Darion Reed. They got Chance McMillan back. He went for 14 off the bench. But Florida, Again, similar to Duke. That's why that matchup, Florida and Duke, would be interesting because they can win in so many different ways. Both teams' floors are so high. We wouldn't get that until the national title, but I don't think anybody would be griping seeing Florida versus Duke on next Monday night. Not this upcoming Monday night, obviously the next Monday night. I don't think anybody would be upset about that. Because I'm kind of like, man, both those teams can play ugly at times and still survive because they're so good across the board. But Florida advances, folks. Todd Golden, put him up there in the top 4 of the coaches in the SEC right now. It's wild to say right now, but that Final Four appearance, man, that does a lot. They will wait. They will now wait. They will make a trip to San Antonio. They'll find out tomorrow night who they will play first in that first semifinal match against Bruce Pearl, who Todd Golden is a Bruce Pearl disciple, was an assistant at Auburn, best friends with Stephen Pearl, Auburn assistant, Bruce Pearl's son. That'll be an interesting dynamic in that. They all know a lot of each other. Michigan State, Tom Izzo, Todd Golden will be a fun matchup. Either way, we'll get a good matchup. That Auburn-Florida game would have a lot of people fired up. Get that game again. Because we all remember Florida punched Auburn in the face, and it really wasn't even close in Neville Arena. I think Auburn got up 9. Auburn didn't flinch, like the first media timeout, I think, the 16 under. And Florida was up 20 at one point then. But yeah, Duke, Florida, I know we're all kind of prisoners of the moment right now. Again, we got 2 more games tomorrow, but I think we've kind of thought that, throw Auburn in that as well. Kind of like, yeah, those 2 teams, the battle of those front courts and the way Duke's playing right now. Really impressed with Duke. But Florida advances to the Final Four again, waits the winner of Michigan State. Auburn, speaking of Duke, the Dukies get the 85-65 win over the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think you just got to give Duke their flowers again. I mean, Alabama set an NCAA tournament record on Thursday with threes made. And I don't think anyone who's realistic or in their right mind thought Bama was going to go replicate that or probably even really come real close. But Duke just shut the water off. I mean, 25% from beyond the arc for Bama. It felt worse than that. 35% from the field, just not going to get it done. 23 for 65. Missed a lot of bunnies. But again, give Duke credit. I mean, they affected their shots. I mean, the length of the guards, the front courts, like Malak, it was affecting shots down low. I mean, Nabonga, it was affecting shots down low. I mean, their front court, very long. You underestimate it unless you watch it consistently. I mean, Cooper Flagg went for 16, but it wasn't like he dominated, honestly. I mean, Colin Kneppel was the best player they had tonight. But overall, it was just the defense won the game, 65 points. Bama just put up 113 against BYU the other night. But just shows you how locked in Duke was on the defensive game plan. Going through the rest of the stats there, Duke shot 53% from the field, 46% from beyond the arc. What are rebounds? Duke out-rebounded Alabama 41-30 plus 11. That's not going to get it done. Duke did have more turnovers than Alabama, 13-11. And then points in the paint, 40-28 in favor of Duke. I mean, most of this game, Duke's largest lead was 20. Bama never led. You never really felt like Bama was going to win this game after probably about the second half. I mean, they had chances. You had a stop. There was a rebound on the floor. I think it was Sears. Darion Reed got tangled up. Rebound bounces out, goes to a Duke player, kicks it in transition, hits a 3. That's just kind of the summary of that night. Again, I thought Alabama's game plan on Cooper Flagg wasn't bad either. I mean, he only went for 16, but Colin Kneppel was big. Bama getting out rebounded, and then just Duke's length, their size at the guard position, like Tyrese Proctor and them were really influenced Mark Sears and Aiden Holloway tonight. Really did. And then Bama, when they got their open looks, couldn't connect you. You're not going to be able to beat this Duke team shooting 25% from beyond the arc. And then think about it, even worse than this, really, at the rim, where Bama prides themselves, 35% from the field. That's not going to get it done. You only shot 14 free throws, so that is not going to get it done. Duke playing really good basketball. I thought John Shire did a really good job of utilizing his timeouts too. When he felt like Bama would go on a little 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 run, call a timeout, like ended it. Bama never really went on a run, folks. Bama never went on a run. Duke moves on. Bama's season is over. Bama's season, I'd give Bama's season an A. Just a solid A. Again, I know they came in preseason too, but finished third in the SEC, top 10 from start to finish. Another Elite Eight appearance, back-to-back Elite Eight appearances, 3 straight weekends, past 3 straight weekends Sweet 16 or further. Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four is what they've done, not in a row, but in the last 3 seasons. Nate Oates has this team as a perennial top 10 program now. I mean, you don't really like the phrase new blood, blue blood, new blood, but Bama's in that category if you wanted to use that of the new blood of college football. And again, I think Bama has basketball tradition, folks. Don't get me wrong. Bama has, I think, is the second most wins in SEC basketball history. I mean, after Kentucky in a big gap now, hear me out. But then it's Alabama. There's basketball tradition. But let's call a spade a spade. Nate Oates has taken them to the level that no one's been able to do in program history, though. 3 straight second weekend appearances, a Final Four appearance, second Elite 8, or third Elite 8 appearance in program history, getting guys drafted, having All-Americans like Mark Sears. Phenomenal job by Nate Oates. Ryan Pannone, they have assistants go get head coaching jobs all the time. Ryan Pannone, their offensive coach right now, just is about to go take the Arkansas State job after Brian Hodgins leaving to go to take the South Florida job. So a lot of positive things, draft picks. Bama's program's going nowhere. They just ran into a buzzsaw tonight, just a freak show of a team. Really well-rounded. And Bama, let's be honest, didn't play well. 2 things to be true at once. Give Duke their flowers. Give John Shire them their flowers. They're going to be really tough to beat in this tournament, folks. I mean, we know that. I mean, they're favored in Vegas for a reason to win the tournament right now. They're going to be tough, but give them credit. They played well tonight. Also, Bama didn't bring it either. So a combination of that leads to about a 20-point differential. Did it feel like it was 20 points? No, but it was – someone called me right after the game. It was like, part of me thinks this game was like a 20-point or about this game was much closer than it was. And part of me was like, felt like kind of probably how it should have been at a 20-point lead, but it felt closer around like 12 to 14 most of this game. But Bama drops, give it an A. Again, I've been giving letter grades when each team goes out. But Nate Oates and his team bow out tonight. Nothing to hang your hat on them. Top 10 from start to finish the season. Big time things happening in Tuscaloosa in basketball, folks. But this bracket season, folks, FanDuel is letting you make the call because right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second heartbreaks and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join, there's no better time. There's tourney action almost every day, and FanDuel has the amazing bet types like spreads, totals, game props, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/SECU and get in on the college hoops action all tourney long. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 and older and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with the Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPENY in New York. Folks, preview tomorrow. We have official times. Hold on, I'm going back. Official times tomorrow. We got 2:20 p.m. Eastern on CBS, Tennessee and Houston. Houston currently a 2.5-point favorite. And then at 5:05 p.m. Eastern on CBS, Michigan State, Auburn in Atlanta, the South region with a right to go to the Final Four. Auburn currently a 4.5-point favorite. Guys, I'm going to take Houston. Not in the spread. I'm just telling you who I think is going to win the game. I'm going to go Houston tomorrow, and I'm going to go Auburn. So the Final Four will be Florida, Auburn, the 2 SEC teams taking on each other in San Antonio in the semis. And then Houston, Duke, which, I mean, dude, that would be a really good Final Four, folks. I mean, even Tennessee and Houston would be in there, would be good. I mean, I just think Houston holds on and gets that dub. Man, what a tournament we've had. I know a lot of people have been down, but we've had some really good coaching matchups. Tonight was a little bit of a downer with the Alabama and Duke one, but give Duke credit, man. They're a wagon. Very impressive with the NBA talent they have on that roster, even outside of Cooper Flagg and Tyrus Proctor, all the other guys, Colin Kneppel, but just the game plan and John Shire and how he managed the game. And then Duke, and then Florida, Todd Golden, finding a way, some way, somehow. Remember that Florida team I keep bringing up, guys? That is why they're ultimately going to San Antonio. They await the winner of Auburn, Michigan State. But, guys, for this reaction, I appreciate you guys joining me. Remember, this SEC basketball reaction, brought to you by our proud title sponsor over at FanDuel, guys. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. But guys, for Dave Shumate, I will see y'all tomorrow after the Auburn, Michigan State games and Tennessee, Houston games, guys. But you have a great rest of your Saturday night.